Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 5 of the Jets Nation podcast. I am your host, Anton Kriening. We are joined, as always, by co-host Graeme Shingleton. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing very well, coming off of a Jets win, which is
Love it.
seemingly scarce these days, at least the last week. So I'm feeling much better than I was earlier on in the week. What about yourself?
Yeah, same. I'm good. A win that we needed, a win that we should have against Columbus. I guess a win after that awful Grey Cup on Monday. What did you think of that? I know we sort of watched it together, watched about half of it, kind of flipping off Eagles, Lions, watching a bit of that, which was also a very boring game.
Agreed.
Did he talk to Breaks and Avery about it at all?
A little bit. I feel like the actual game was kind of meh. I find, especially because for me, I enjoy CFL, but it's kind of hard for me to get into the games, especially if Bombers aren't playing, and especially when your arch rival is in the Grey Cup, it's kind of hard to get up for it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it was just interesting. Like, I thought that there was a lot of stuff that they added pre-game that was unnecessary. It felt like the lead band was good, but just played way too long. And I don't know, it was good. If it was Bombers in it, I would have been way more into it. But I mean, I just didn't really care for either of the teams that much, so it was hard for me to get into it. But I mean, it's
Yeah.
always fun, and especially with it being in Winnipeg, I know Breaks and Avery and a bunch of guys, they went to the gala dinners and the whole Grey Cup Fest. I know that they had a fun time. I'm sure that would have been really cool. There's a bunch of cool concerts. For me, I mean, again, without the Bombers in it, I don't really care as much. So overall, the game was okay. Happy for the Riders, but yeah, I don't know. It's meh for me.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I don't even really care that much about the Bombers as it is. I mean, I do, of course, but I'm not that big of a fan of I guess football in general. But I was just curious if you had talked to Breaks or Avery at all, if they were pretty pissed. Obviously, that's their worst nightmare is the Riders winning it in our building.
Yeah.
I thought the Bombers had a pretty funny tweet where
Yeah.
at least the sun will explode
Yeah.
one
That
day
was
and none of this will
that
matter. That was pretty good. At least we can somewhat laugh about it.
Yeah, I think they both it was definitely a good experience, especially being in Winnipeg, it's always fun. But I think obviously they'd probably feel the same way. They would have probably cared a lot more if the Bombers were in it. So yeah.
What are you gonna do? Seems like the reception around MGK was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if my algorithms were just throwing that at me,
No,
but I mean, it seemed like a lot of people actually really enjoyed it.
yeah. Well, even I mean, Breaks isn't a huge fan of MGK. And I mean, neither really am I. But even he said the actual the performance was good. I don't know if you want to call it pyrotechnics or whatever. There was a bunch of fireworks and cool lights, and the actual setup for it was really well done from what he said. But he just obviously doesn't care for the music that much. But I'm sure for MGK fans, it was probably a really good performance. So yeah, you said he's happy
Yeah,
with it.
yeah. Cool. Yeah, I mean, I was expecting it to be really bad,
Me
and so it
too,
was actually a lot
honestly.
better than I was expecting
Me
it
too.
to be. So, um, yeah, I guess we can get into Jets hockey. Let's see. So you kind of called it. I mean, we went 3-4 on the road. It was a 7-game road trip, right? We lost all 3 of the games in Cali, and then we lost to Seattle
No,
on
was
Thursday.
it six? It was 6 or 7. I thought it was 3 West Coast and then Seattle, Vancouver, Calgary. I'm pretty sure it was 6. We went two.
Oh,
We went
right.
2 and
maybe I'm counting the game
Yeah,
tonight,
we
but
went
that
two
tonight
and
was
four.
obviously at home. 2-4. Okay. So not the greatest first road trip of the
No,
year, but
and well,
yeah,
biggest
obviously
and longest
go
one of
ahead.
the year. So I'm happy that that's over, and I'm sure a lot of the guys are too.
Yeah. Yeah. It seemed like Velarde was after the game in Calgary was pretty happy to get home. They obviously interviewed him after his shootout winner
Yeah,
on Saturday, or doesn't matter when it was. But yeah, it seemed like he was pretty happy to get home.
I
I mean,
bet.
pretty much all the games, not only was it like a 6-game road trip, but I'm pretty sure every single one of the games were at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they were super happy to play at 7 p.m. tonight and get home to bed at a reasonable
Well,
hour.
I was literally trying to confirm game time today because every single time I go onto the score to look at a Jets game over the past week, I scroll down to the very bottom. And so I'm scrolling through that today. I'm like, what? We don't play today? I swear to God we did. And I'm like, oh no, we have our first 7 p.m. game or 7 p.m. game in like 29 years, it felt like.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean it showed tonight. I feel like it looked like they had a lot more
I
energy
agree.
and were just maybe not skating circles around Columbus, but it was a pretty dominant game tonight.
It felt like a classic
I feel
like
like.
Jets win.
Yeah. Yeah. Um but yeah, other than that, I mean, if we want to go back to Tuesday the 11th, it was a 5-3 win against Vancouver. Morrissey had 3 points. Um what is that? Quinn Hughes had 3 assists. Before I move on, did you have any thoughts on that game in particular? Did
Um
you watch that game
Yeah.
against Vancouver?
Yeah, I thought that it was well, for sure one of our better games on the road trip, but definitely still not at 100%. I mean,
Yeah.
injury wise, but also seemingly effort. It just kind of felt like the whole road trip, like maybe like dejected or not interested isn't like the proper terminology, but we seemed off the entire trip. Like what we've come to know over the last couple of years is like we don't fully dominate games and skate circles after everyone, or sorry, skate circles around everyone. But like all of our games that we win, we control the puck really well. We play all four lines. Defense systems are just there, and it just felt like that was off the entire trip. And I felt like we partially got back to that in Vancouver. Although, like, I know at the end too, I'm sure, I mean, a bunch of the guys, especially Arneal, wasn't happy that they, scored that goal super late and almost came back and tied it. But, obviously getting out of there with a win is great, but it still didn't feel like 100% of, what the Jets are. So, I wouldn't call it like a lucky win. I'd call it, I'd say the better team won, but that win compared to Columbus felt completely different.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Who do you think's a worse team, Columbus or Vancouver?
I mean, on paper, Columbus, but I don't know. Like, I mean, we could look at their matchups if they played this year, but like, I don't know. I would say
I'm just
Vancouver.
curious because I almost would say that Columbus put in a better effort against us than the Vancouver Canucks did. When I watched that game, it pretty much seemed like Quinn Hughes was just on an island out there doing anything and everything he possibly could. Him and Kiefer Sherwood, actually. I didn't realize how
He
good of a
is a
season he's
nail
having.
gun, man. He is unbelievable. I don't know, like, if I just never watched him play, because I think he was on the Devils and then Colorado before this. So I guess I would have seen him play in Colorado. But he seems like a different animal this year. Like, he is absolutely every every time he gets the puck, he's just ripping a shot. He's like a chicken with his head
Yeah.
cut off out there, ripping around, just laying out guys. It's unreal to watch, honestly.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he had that really nice give and go with Quinn Hughes there to go up or tie the game
Yeah.
1-1. And then yeah, there's a couple times where he's got an absolute cannon of a
Yeah.
shot. I mean, he's a big dude, so yeah, good for him. I didn't realize how good of a season he was having,
Yeah.
but I mean, yeah, like I said, it sort of seemed like Quinn Hughes was just doing anything and everything he possibly could out there to like spark his team, and so um, I don't know. I still think Vancouver's a better team than Columbus, but it almost seemed like against us, Columbus put in a better effort than Vancouver
That's
did.
fair.
Um, Backhand from the slot though that game.
He's really
I guess that's one bright spot of this road trip is that he's been putting the puck in the back of the
yeah.
net now, and he's been playing really good hockey. I feel like he's been really finding his groove throughout the past 6 games or
Yeah.
so.
Definitely.
That no-looker backhand was
Yeah.
disgusting. Yeah, I guess we can move on. Thursday, November the 13th, 5-3 loss to Seattle. Scheifele had a goal and assist. Sandberg came back. And Kyle Connor, first power play goal since December.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
When I first heard that, I almost did not believe that. I mean, I guess it sort of makes sense. Like, he does shoot the puck a lot, but I guess, yeah, it's just never gone in since December. I don't know. What did you think of Sandberg in the game back? I loved him. I thought he played really well for his first game back.
Rock solid, as always. I think,
Yeah.
too, I don't think that Pionk has struggled this year. I think he's, and I mean, again, with the cap going up and his whole contract situation, him signing that big ticket, like, I'm totally fine with that. I think that Pionk is and has been a great defenseman for us since he's came here. He's had a couple downs, like a couple down or sorry, not a couple down seasons, but he's had his ups and downs. But I think like he's just such a better player with Sandberg when he's playing with him, and that pairing is just so good. I
Yeah.
think that it was huge for him. I think Sandberg is just like a rock on the back end. No matter what he does, penalty kill or 5-on-5, he blocks shots. His little wrister from the blue line always finds eyes to the net. He's positionally sound. He's just an awesome, awesome, awesome defenseman. I think it was huge for him to come back. Obviously, like again, kind of a stink effort, kind of a crap game on the Jets. But, I think, yeah, I mean, at least, showing tonight as well, like, I think it's a big, big addition getting him back in the lineup.
Yeah. In terms of it being a stinker, I mean, it almost seemed like the same as when we played them the last time. I mean, not that we played necessarily bad, but as soon as they got the lead, they just sat on it again.
That's
And
kind
so
of their
props to
MO.
them again. Like, yeah. They go up 1 and then they just sit on their lead
Yeah.
and there's nothing we can really do about it. But in terms of Sandberg, I mean, I think you texted me a few days ago about Perfetti really starting to worry you. And in terms of first game back, like Sandberg, I think, has looked the best out of the 3 injured players who have returned. I think Lowry's actually looked pretty good. Obviously, he had his first goal back tonight. Um, I think maybe he only has an assist and he had that in his first game back, but he looks really fresh. His wheels have been good, but Perfetti, um, I gave him the benefit of the doubt when you text me that, oh, it's only like his second game back, but now what is it, his fourth game back? Was expecting a little bit more from him to start the season. Especially with the absence of Ehlers now, which that'll be a fun game to watch on Friday when we take on Carolina.
Yeah.
Ehlers coming back home. That'll be an emotional one.
Totally.
But yeah, I mean, we were kind of hoping for Perfetti to maybe take a step up this year. Looks like he's kind of taken a step down from that playoffs. I don't know. What do you think of his play so far?
I mean, again, we'll give him benefit of the doubt. Like, I mean, he's playing with, at least tonight, and I think that the main goal right now is to have him play with Nemestikov and Taves. I know Nyquist was originally slotted to go on that second line, although tonight Nyquist was fourth line in power play, which I thought was kind of odd, but he seems to be doing all right there. So, I mean, yeah, like he's not playing with guys he played from last year, but like, for the time that we've given him the opportunities, I feel like he's played on big lines. He's been given power play time. I mean, again, he's not gonna, burn by defensemen with speed, but his whole kind of MO is, smarts, IQ, being in the right areas. And like, is he ever gonna be a 70, 80 point guy plus? Probably not. But at this point, at this point in his career, for the opportunities he's had on the team, I would fully expect him to be, much more than a half a point a game player. He should be, a goal every 2 nights, an assist ish every night. Like he should be a 60-point guy. And I feel like he's like, again, maybe it's too early on because I don't know the severity of his injury. Maybe he's still just getting comfortable back. But, I think at this point it'd be nice for him to have, 2 goals, 3 assists, something like that. I think he's got
Something.
one, but
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even before when he would kind of go on these droughts and stuff, I would be the first to defend him and that he would still be making stuff happen. Like one of his biggest attributes is him finding time and space for himself and then like obviously his passing as
yeah.
well. Those two kind of coincide. But it doesn't even seem like he's doing a whole lot of that right now. He's just kind of out there and not really doing anything to, I guess, push the envelope or affect the game in any sort of way. So I don't know what's going on there. I think honestly, I think he misses Ehlers a lot right now. And without that
Yeah,
speedy guy on the
that's
line, I
fair.
think it makes him look a lot worse. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what the answer is. I don't want to keep beating on this bush, but like Lambert maybe going up on the second line. I don't know. We've been saying that for 3 weeks now. I don't know if we need to really talk about it anymore. But
Well, I mean,
do you think a speedy guy on that second line would help Perfetti out?
yes, but like especially, and from what I was listening to CGOB, from what Paul Edmonds is saying, from what Robertson, like I think that unless there's more injuries, like Lambert, Chibrikov are going to be back in the A for probably the rest of the year. Like, I mean, I'm sure there'll be injuries that'll happen and they'll have to come up again. But now I think tonight was the first time that we've got access to all of our NHLers,
Everyone.
from
Yeah.
Key to Barron, Taves, Nyquist. Like we're finally healthy with at least the projected lineup to start the year. And
Everyone other than Fleury
yeah, and
was it. Yeah.
I mean, again, we kind of talked about it briefly to start the year when Barron was lighting it up before his injury. Like I think if you want speed on that line with our current NHL lineup, like if you think of speed on the Jets, it's Connor, Barron. Kepke is honestly really fast too, but I don't know if he can play in a second line role. Like, I mean, we always joke we're probably one of the slowest teams in the NHL, but unless you're going to bring up Lambert, Chibrikov, like a young guy with speed, like you're really only two options to throw on that line for speed are going to be Barron or Kepke. And I don't know if either can play that second line because obviously, I mean, like I think Kepke's been kind of a prolific third, fourth liner. And I mean, Barron's been a fourth liner basically since he joined the team. Is the skill there? I think so. But yeah, like I don't know what it is. If he needs kind of like a line driver, if you will, like he needs someone to drive the offense to get in, puck possession in the zone and to kind of find him. But yeah, it's like I don't want to say like it's fully concerning. It's just frustrating as a fan to see. Like we've seen flashes, but it's just we need consistency from him if he's going to stay and be our second liner for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Um, Regardless, he did give us the Manitoba Miracle, so we are always going to love that guy and be grateful
absolutely,
for that guy, no matter
absolutely.
what he does. And so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt all day, um, for that one. But yeah, did you have anything else to add on the Seattle game, or
Not
move on to Calgary?
not really. I don't want to see Seattle play the Jets again for a long, long time. It's just going to make me mad.
Yeah, you and me both. Um, 4-3 win against Calgary. That was the game that Coronado scored with like, what was it, 30 seconds left to
Yeah.
tie the game. We go to a shootout and Scheifele doesn't get to shoot because he's bitching at the ref, calling him frickin' arrogant. Still not swearing. I thought he swore when I first heard that, but no, called him frickin' arrogant. And then yeah, play went on for like another minute and then he kept barking at the ref and was out of the shootout. I think I talked to you a bit about this already, but what did you, that was just completely stupid on Shife's part, hey?
Yeah, like, I think I've got this correct, which I could be wrong, but I was listening to 32 Thoughts earlier, and I think Friedman said that there's a rule in the NHL if you finish the game in the box, as in you finish overtime in the box, you cannot shoot in the shootout. So I don't know if that is the full. I can't remember exactly what he said, but I mean, I can understand it more from Shifley's perspective to keep chirping if that is the rule, because he wasn't going to shoot anyway. But if that's not the rule, yeah, it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me why he kept going on about it. I mean, it was a penalty in his part, although I do think that they did miss a call on Uyghur in that overtime against him. But
Yeah.
yeah, and again, I could have that rule wrong, but I think that I heard that from Friedman. So it
I
was just,
think I think I
yeah.
did too. I think what he said was in other leagues that's is it like in the Olympics maybe or World Juniors that is the rule that you'd
Okay.
get kicked out if you had a penalty before the shootout, but in the NHL you are allowed to shoot.
Okay.
I could
That could be it totally.
could
I
look it
mean,
up because it did seem like Shifley was good to go, and then he like did the like he kicked him out
yeah,
there.
I don't know. But
So
that whole game,
because then they would have just sent him home, right? Like they would have just sent him down the runway and not into the box if he was done for the game anyways, right?
no.
Would that not make sense?
No, because when overtime ended, he came out of the box and went down the tunnel.
Yeah, but if he wasn't allowed to shoot in the first place, then wouldn't they just send him down the tunnel
Like at the end of the
instead
game,
of
you
in the
mean?
box? Because then he'd be done for the yeah, like no, as soon as he got that penalty.
Oh,
If there's less
because
than
it
two
was like
minutes
because
left
it
in
was
OT,
okay. That makes sense. Yeah, I see what you mean.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can look it up later. But
Yeah, I don't know. That whole game to
yeah,
me was just very weird. Like, I mean, we're 3-0 against Calgary this year, which is great, obviously, and we should be because they're a bottom feeder. But yeah, like just a weird game. Like, I mean, even I don't know. I don't think it's crazy. Just like even Hellebuck has kind of looked a little bit off. Like, I mean. Like he's played some fantastic games, and I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can't blame on him. Which in this game, I don't think you really could have. Like one shot goes off Stanley, another shot goes off Perfetti. That's two of their three goals. And then obviously Coronado scores late. But yeah, it was super weird. Even like Pearson scored a super weird goal where Wolf had no idea where the puck was. Yeah, it was just kind of an
yeah,
odd game for bounces and weird things happening. But again, those are the games you have to win. And thank God we pulled it out. Obviously, playing Pacific Division and a bottom feeder, giving them a point didn't matter a whole bunch. We should have gotten out of it clean, obviously, but yeah, just kind of an odd game bounce wise, I thought, for both sides.
yeah. Yeah, it definitely was a weird one. A little too close for comfort, in my
Yeah,
opinion. But I mean, like you said, a lot of the goals were just super wonky, so you kind of just have to roll with the punches. I thought Lowry had a really good game that game, lighting up Kadri in the overtime. That was
vintage,
a massive hit.
vintage.
That was insane. Yeah.
Honestly, and
And then
speaking to what you had said earlier about like him looking fresh, again, probably another thing I should know as a diehard Jets fan. Like his hip surgery, I don't know, like and I would assume out of all three, like I know Sandberg's wrist was broken. Perfetti obviously had a pretty bad ankle injury, but like I would say Lowry's injury was the worst out of the three main guys. And like him to come back and look like fresh, have boots, not be afraid of contact early coming off, like from what I think, like a pretty fucking big injury that is. I thought like he looks great.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened there, but I'm pretty sure you're right in that he had the most serious injury out of either of those
Yeah.
three. Sandberg's, I think, was pretty late, actually. I could be wrong about that, but
Late?
I think Lowry's was the most serious. Wasn't it later in the year?
Oh no,
Like later in the
no.
summer or
Sandberg was
something?
injured in preseason.
Was
Yeah,
he?
he was
Okay.
injured in one of the first
Yeah.
preseason games.
Yeah, okay. I guess that's sort of what I meant by later, because Lowry, it was the season before he got
Yeah,
hurt, right?
yeah, he had the surgery in the off
Yeah, and then he
season.
had surgery.
But
Yeah,
like hip
yeah,
surgery is
okay.
pretty big. Like I mean, Backstrom had it, and I don't think like I mean he's never really played again. I know Kane had it, and he's obviously been good, but he's old. And like yeah, for Lowry to if it's the same surgery, like I think it's a pretty major one, and for him to come back and look this good this early, like I mean, movement wise, is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, like I said, in that Calgary game, he was really good. He was moving around, fucking lighting guys up,
Yeah,
so that was really cool to see.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And that, I guess, moving on to the game today, 5-2 win. Stanley with an absolute ripper top shed. Connor had a super really nice short side goal. Um, yeah, probably one of our more complete efforts of the season. I'd still put the Pittsburgh game ahead of this one just because Pittsburgh is a better team.
Mhm.
But I'd say this is one of our better efforts
Totally.
for the season, and a game we definitely should win, a game we needed to win, I think,
Yeah.
and ended up getting it done. So I don't know. What did you think of the game tonight against Columbus?
It felt like a 2024-25 President's Cup. Like it felt like a Jets game, you know? Like I mentioned,
Yeah,
like all four lines played really well. Systematically, we played really well. Comrie played really well. And like again, we're not gonna skate circles around guys, but puck possession was great. We had 3 goals by a defenseman for the first time. I might be fact checked on this, but I think it was like 2021 or 2022 when Morrissey, somebody else, and Kyle Capiablanco or something scored.
yeah.
So obviously huge for 3 defensemen to get into it or get in on the score sheet. Connor had a great goal. First line looked fantastic as they normally do. But like when we play like that, where it's just line after line, puck possession, cycles, getting it to the point, like playing our game, it's really hard to compete with that. And I just felt like there
Yeah,
was not very many moments of the game that I felt nervous tonight on. Like it was almost just kind of line after line, like puck possession. We get a chance. Okay. Columbus gets it out. They get one shot on net back into their zone. Like we just played really sound hockey, which is obviously big for the fan mental. And I'm sure also for the team coming off a really crappy road trip. But yeah, it felt like a typical Jets domination, quote unquote, win.
yeah. To your point, I mean, after this road trip, I think it was really good for us to have a not only a complete game, but just a good game from everybody. Like you said, the third line
Yeah.
contributed, first line contributed. Whereas on this road trip, it felt like the first line was the only one really doing
Yeah.
anything. And so I would love to see against, like in these games coming up against Carolina or some of these better teams, some more contributions from our second, third, and fourth line, and not just our first line. Because if we're gonna go deep, then we're gonna need them to contribute as well. Um, but really good first game back at home from
I, I
pretty
thought that
much
the
everyone on the team tonight.
Yeah, I thought the third line particular played really well. Speaking
Yeah, it
of Lowry, gets his first, which was huge for the confidence, I'm sure. But like, I mean,
was a nice pass from Nino.
yeah, like I follow Nino, Lowry. I thought that they played great. Established their dominance, possession, cycling. I mean, I really like Iafallo's game. He's a Swiss Army knife. He can literally play anywhere. But I thought in particular he had a really, really strong game tonight, just in terms of confidence, control. That line seemingly set the tone, I thought, really, really well.
Yeah, I agree. And it was good to have Morgan Barron back tonight.
Absolutely.
I didn't think he looked all that great tonight, but I mean, it was his first game back. Just comparing to the absolute freak of nature he was before going on injury, but it was still very nice to have him back centering that fourth line, and
He looked like he changed his
it'll be
tape
nice to
job.
have him for these next.
He looked
Did
changed
he?
his tape job, and I think I'm gonna chalk it up to that reason. Normally he does the full white tape like with the toe, and it looked like he didn't do the toe tonight, so I'm gonna chalk it up to that. I'm gonna chalk it up to
Okay, okay. Good eye, good eye. um, yeah, no, I mean that's pretty much all I got for the games this week. Looking ahead at the calendar, we got what is it? What's our next few games here? Carolina on Friday. Um, Minnesota on the Sunday. Hell, we might have to push the pod back a couple of weeks because those are the only two games until a week from now. And so, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens. But we got Washington on the Wednesday. So we got a tough few games ahead of us.
Yeah, we've got four
But
tougher games: Carolina twice, Minnesota, and Washington, and then we get into Predators, Sabres, Canadians, Sabres. So, yeah, I think next four games will be a really big test. We're sitting at 12-7 right now. I am gonna predict we go 3-1. I think our loss, as crazy as it sounds, because we always do really well against them, I think we are going to lose to the Wild. But I think we're going to beat the Hurricanes twice and the Capitals. That's my
really,
prediction.
okay. I think we're gonna lose to Carolina on Friday. I think we're gonna beat Minnesota on Sunday. I think we're gonna lose to Washington on Wednesday. And then I think we'll beat Carolina in Carolina on the Friday. And so I think we'll go 2-2.
Okay.
For some reason, I feel like the Washington's coming here too, right?
Yeah, we have 3 at home. Or,
Oh,
no, sorry, 2 at home, 3 on.
no, we're in Washington. Okay, that makes maybe we'll win that one then. So maybe I'll switch my answer to 3-1. For whatever reason, whenever Washington comes here, Ovi usually pots too, and we lose the game. It just happens almost every time. And same with, I feel like Carolina has our number in our building too. Anytime I've seen them play us, I feel like they've won. Last time, I remember my brother and I went to a game against Carolina, and it was the game Svechnikov pulled off the Mishi. It was like, what? It was like a 4-1 loss, and so decided I'm never going to another Carolina Winnipeg game after that.
I think
that
X factor
ruined hockey
is
for me.
Ehlers' return. I think for as fantastic as he was for the franchise, it's going to kind of be like, let's rise together and beat him. I do think, though, I
Yeah,
would put my life savings on an Ehlers goal on Friday against
yeah.
us. But I do think that we win that game.
He's been having a tough start to the season over there though, hey?
Really slow start.
I think he just got his first one not too long ago,
Yeah, he
if I'm
has
not mistaken.
where is he here? Trying to find. He's got 4 goals now and 8 assists for 12 points in 19 games. Although he started off 0 goals in his first 8, and then he went back-to-back goals, 2 games with no goals but 3 points, a goal, then an assist, and then a goal, and then no points. So started off very slow, and then he's picked it up over the last 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's too bad, but I mean, yeah, hopefully he can pick it up. I miss that guy so much, man. That was my favorite player on the Jets easily. He was so much fun to watch. I don't care. I hated when people would roast that guy and say that guy does nothing. Like, yeah, maybe he wasn't the biggest producer, but he would be making shit happen and do 50 laps around the zone before throwing it on net. And then, I mean, that would be it. But he was just an automatic entry for us every single time into the zone.
Yeah.
Like,
He was just a
he
fun
was,
player to watch. Like his speed, his creativity. I mean, there were some games he was a TO machine,
oh,
but
yeah. Oh, yeah.
he was all yeah,
Let,
he's a very fun player to watch.
he would disappear for a few games and then show up for a few games. I'll say that. He was pretty hit or miss and then pretty injury prone too. Was a little bit of a baby sometimes, but
I mean, he
he was my
grinded
baby.
a lot in the playoffs. Like I remember that one year versus St. Louis, he was playing on a fractured foot. I mean, when it came down to it, like he did, you know, uh that's the term I'm looking for. Yeah, like he sacked up when it really came down to it. But yeah, he did have quite a history of injuries, which was unfortunate. But
Yeah. A bit of a dumb question, but do you think he gets a big applause returning home, or do you think he gets booed? I think
applause
he gets a big
for sure.
applause.
They're
Yeah.
gonna do the video
Yeah. I don't think
tribute.
anybody blames him for
They're
leaving.
gonna do a video tribute, and I think it'll be a really big applause.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be a good one. Yeah. That might bring a couple tears to
That'd
my
be a
eyes.
fun one to
But
go to. I don't know how much tickets would be, but I might try to go if it works out. If I don't have hockey or anything, but
yeah.
that would be a really fun game to go to.
Yeah. I know we have a beer league game at 10:05, so probably won't be able to go to that one. But yeah, that would be a fun one to go to. But is there anything else about the Jets that you would like to talk about?
Not really about, well, I guess in part of the Jets, and we've already dealt with it, but like injury bug hit the league heavy,
Yeah.
heavy this week. And I mean, we've already dealt with our fair share, so I hope that we can not catch it. But like just some names off the top of my head, New Hook on Montreal, he's out for I think 2 months. Kirby Doc, 4 to 6 weeks with a fractured ankle. Foligno's out. McAvoy took a nasty puck to the face, possibly like a broken jaw. He'll be out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Jack
league.
Hughes.
Jack Hughes with the uh, weirdest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he just cannot catch a single break. It is unbelievable.
Is yeah. Sucks for New Jersey, man. Like
They've been
finally got him
healthy
back after
too.
last year and they're having such a good season. Like it's debatably them and Colorado are the two best teams in the league right now. And then Jack Hughes cuts his hand at dinner
Yeah,
is what happened. And then, apparently there was like when it first happened, they were saying like, oh, he might have cut a tendon and stuff, and like that might, you know,
and his
his career might be done and stuff like that. Yeah. And so we'll see. do we know when he is supposed to return? Is there any
From what
have you heard anything
Elliot
about
has
that or no?
said, I think it's 6 weeks
Six
evaluate
weeks.
and then 8 weeks, so 2-month timeline, which should bring him back for the Olympics. But I think it
Yeah.
was feared season ending when it happened. But I mean, on top of that too, I'm pretty sure Pesci in New Jersey's injured. He sure I think is injured. Like they've been hit with it pretty heavy too. It's super, super, super shitty.
Yeah. Yeah, and yet the Winnipeg Jets are finally completely healthy. It's
Yeah,
kind of weird how it's worked out like that.
yeah,
But yeah. Yeah, it seems like a lot of like Team USA guys are injured right now too. I mean, Charlie McAvoy, Jack Hughes, I think Quinn Hughes is out right now too
yeah.
with something. Am I right about
Well,
that?
he got
Matthew Kachuk's been out for a while.
he got like injured-ish in the Jets game. Like him and Morrissey got there, but I
Yeah.
think he went off and then came back, played a horse like as he always does. But then I don't know if he's played since or if he then played the game after and aggravated it or got injured in a different way. But I remember he got in like a mix-up with Josh, and
Uh, with Scheif.
was it Scheif? Oh, I thought it was Josh.
Yeah. No, because I posted that on TikTok, my reaction, and that ended up blowing up quite a bit on TikTok. And there was crazy thing. There were floods of comments like, "Oh, classic Scheif, like dirty ass player" and stuff like that. And
It's
it's
because
like,
everybody still
what are you
remembers that
talking about, man? Quinn?
Evans hit in the play.
Yeah, yeah. Whereas like Quinn Hughes literally hooked Scheif on that B-way. Scheif got position on him, and then Hughes stuck his stick on Scheif, and that's how he kind of like
Yeah,
rotated his shoulder or whatever because Scheif got caught up in his stick. And
yeah,
so it was just super, super awkward. I think Quinn ended up getting a penalty for that.
yeah,
But I just thought that was so funny that there was people commenting on that clip being like, classic Scheif, so dirty. Like, he's trying to go on a B-way and score. What are you talking about?
yeah,
He's not running someone behind the net. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, Quinn Hughes is out right now, Matthew Kachuk, and then I think there was one more on Team USA. I think most of them are expected to be back before the Olympics, but
yeah.
um, we'll see if that affects any of them
Speaking
before
of,
the Olympics.
actually, an interesting conversation um, with how well Bedard has been playing Celebrini and now even Schaefer. How many of those guys do you think make the roster, if any?
Uh, I think all three of them do. I think Bedard, Celebrini,
Really?
and Schaefer all make the lineup. Yeah, yeah, I think so.
So,
I think that I showed you that projected lineup that got posted the other day, and I think that was actually like, I think that was pretty good. I think, what did we say? There was Tom Wilson was on there and Nick Suzuki were on there. I'm not sure if either of those guys make it because I think Sorelli was missing. Was Hagel missing? I think those guys will stay on the team. No, Jarvis. Jarvis was missing, and so I think Jarvis will still be on that team.
okay,
I do think
so then a question for
I
you. I guess technically 2025, but Four Nations defense was Devon Taves, Morrissey, Harley, Pareko, Sanheim, and then they went with Theodore. Although Theodore got injured, so Harley stepped up, and then also Doughty. So that was their 7 they took. Out of those, I guess, 7, who do you think gets left off then for Schaefer?
Sanheim.
Really?
I think he'll be 7.
Really?
Yeah, I think Schaefer will be 7.
I
Yeah.
would
As good as Sanheim was pretty good last year, actually, at the Four Nations, from what I remember. He stepped in and was a half decent defenseman.
I would
I just think with the. Go ahead.
Oh no,
Go ahead.
sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
Now you have me double thinking it because it is only his first season, and so there's a pretty small sample size on how good Schaefer actually is. So now you have me kind of second guessing myself. But if they wanted to take like You know, they took Jarvis last year. If they wanted to take a younger defenseman, I mean, he's kind of your only option. And so, and I just think he's better than Sanheim. I think he's way more of an X Factor player and can actually produce while being good defensively. So,
I think that I've got two, possibilities for how Schaefer would make it. One, I think that if anything, he would take Parayko's spot, which could be a hot take, but I would rather him than Parayko.
yeah, but Parayko's a righty.
I also think, which actually is another injury, Doughty left the game the other day. I mean, Drew Doughty's Drew Doughty, but I think not only would it be unbelievable for the league and the brand if they brought a bunch of rookies there and growing the game, but I think that if you want to bring 7, I think that you take Doughty off of it, although that would be like whoever picks the teams would need balls the size of Jupiter to make that call. But I think that you would take Doughty off of it, although my opinion would be take Parayko out and put Schaefer in personally.
Interesting.
Now, forward wise, if you think Celebrini and Bedard make it, forward lines last year, or at least forward players, were Bennett, Konechny, Reinhardt, Marner, Point, Jarvis, McKinnon, Hagel, Stone, and then Marchand, Sorelli, Crosby, McDavid. So which 2 players don't make the roster then for Celebrini and Bedard?
Konechny and Stone.
Is Stone, well, actually, Stone's interesting. Is he?
Because Stone's out.
But is he out?
Isn't he?
I'm not sure the extent of his injury.
Last I heard, he was he's probably out for the Olympics. That's what I've heard. So if that's not the case, then Bedard might not make it. I think they'd probably stick with Stone. But
I think
if Stone is out, then I think Bedard will make it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so hard to know.
I think that, if Stone is injured and can't play, then that obviously opens the door for one of them. If he is there, I would agree with you. I think that Konechny is the guy to get booted, unfortunately. But
yeah,
and actually another good question. You think all those guys still deserve to be on the Olympics? And Reinhardt, I think, are both locks just for how well they've played in Florida. Wayne Hagel, I think, are also both locks. Maybe you could argue Hagel, although he's fantastic. McKinnon, Crosby, McDavid, obviously. Relly. There's 3 Tampa Bay players there, which I think are all good. I don't know if any one of those interchangeable. Marchand, you have to put on there after what he's done in the playoffs in 4 Nations. Yeah. Now, I really think Seth deserves to be there. He's been unbelievable and also was just an absolute riot in that with the whole, his buddy is driving out to go watch him play. That was awesome. I think So I think that it would be Konechny if you are going to bring in one of them and Stone's healthy. But if Stone's injured, I think that, there might be a chance. Although I know there's also talk of Tom Wilson going. I don't know how that is, but I think it'll be very interesting. Well, I'm excited to hear.
Me too. Because that leaves then Tom Wilson, Scheifele, and Suzuki. And to think that Scheifele might not make this team again this year is crazy.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. I kind of think... I hope. I don't think it'll.
So then,
I don't know. Who is he gonna take out?
He takes out. I think he beats out Celebrini, Bedard, and takes Konechny's spot. I didn't even think about that. And then if Stone can't go, then one of them get in. I would say, unless they want.
Well, I think
Bruiser. I don't know.
That guy doesn't produce enough to be on the Olympics. I think he's a great player, and I does think he brings toughness. I know he does produce a bit, but we had a lot of trouble scoring last year, and I don't know. It's it's best on best hockey. Let's just take the best, most skilled players.
Wilson's a point per
I don't
game
know.
this year, which is crazy.
Is he?
He's 9-9, and I
Oh
guess he's
my
just
God.
below. He's got 9 goals, 9 assists in 19 games.
So it's just an embarrassment of riches then. Like whoever is choosing this lineup this year has such a difficult job.
I
It
don't
was
think I'd
hard
want it.
enough last
I
year.
don't think I'd want that job.
No, honestly. I just talking to you right now, I don't know how you'd pick that lineup. I really don't. Because I don't know how any of these guys, like, I don't even know how Suzuki stays off this lineup. And I don't even think there's a shot in hell he's making the team.
Okay, hold on. Let's do a quick breakdown, and I'm just gonna go by big names for forward wise. So let's just call. I know they're centers, but let's call Crosby, McKinnon, McDavid. Obviously, on the team, they've already been announced. Reinhart already been announced, and Bennett. I don't think he's been announced, but I assume he'll be there. So that's 5.
I think so.
And then let's add the third player there as Mitch Marner. So that's 6. So then let's call the Tampa Bay line your third line: Hagel, Stone, and Cirelli.
So I would love it if Scheifele would replace Cirelli.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think Scheifele can play PK, and that's the only reason you have Cirelli there. I thought Cirelli was good last year, but I also think Scheifele is a bit faster and a bit more skilled and can actually produce a bit more. So I don't know. That would be what I would like to see, just because I'm also biased and I would love to see Scheifele on that team.
Okay.
But
so for right now, let's leave Scheif off, and there's your top 9. And then your fourth line consists of Jarvis and Marchand, which I don't think you can take either of those guys off the roster. I think that's fair to say. So that leaves one more spot, which would be Stone. And if he can't go, then you bring Konechny, they brought Konechny as the 13th forward, if I'm correct. Yeah. So then if you don't bring Stone and Konechny, then that leaves one of Tom Wilson, two of, because you need 13 forwards, Scheifele, Tom Wilson, Bedard, Celebrini.
Holy fuck. That's so hard.
I don't think I'm missing anybody there, because I had McKinnon, Crosby, McDavid, and then I had Bennett, Reinhart, and Marner. And then I had the Tampa Bay line, and then Jarvis and Marchand. So then there's 4 people, in my opinion, competing for the last 2 spots, and it's Scheif, Wilson, Bedard, Celebrini.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a question?
Which 2 of those 4 do you think get it? Unbiased.
I don't know. Tom Wilson's such an interesting one, because I could easily see them going with him if that's what they want, and if they want someone to combat the Tkachuk brothers. I could easily actually see that happening with how physical those games were last year with the Tkachuk brothers. Yeah. And I think Hagel and Bennett are also both Bennett's a monster. Hagel kind of held his own, I guess. But if they'd rather have but we also have Parayko, who can fight too, who's a 6'7" giant.
That's not really his game though, but I mean he will.
No, but he can.
Yeah. Fuck that.
But he can. So I think we already have enough team toughness.
Yeah.
I think Sam Bennett clears everyone in the league. That guy is a mutant, man. I've never seen anyone stronger on his blades than Sam Bennett. He just trucks everyone he meets past with. It's crazy. Yeah. So I think we're good. I think I like best up
2 players out of those 4 off the top of your head.
Celebrini, Scheifele.
Fair.
Celebrini, Scheifele. Those are my 2. Those are my 2. Who are yours?
I think Scheifele and Wilson.
You think Wilson will make the team? Yeah. I could easily see them doing that. I really could. You've talked me into it.
Although it would be unreal.
That would be
if I mean, to be unreal, if both Bedard and Celebrini went in there, but at that point, it's like, yeah. Fuck, I'm throwing even a bigger wrench. I didn't even mention Suzuki's name, so it's 2 of 5 now.
yeah.
Christ.
Suzuki's not making
That
the team.
oh my god, that Four Nations was unbelievable. The Olympics is going to be unbelievable. I'm so excited for them.
Yeah,
So excited.
yeah. Me too. I can't fucking wait. It was yeah. With Celebrini and Bedard having the seasons they're having, it just makes it that much more exciting coming down
Yeah,
the stretch here. Like, yeah, I can't wait to. I dread whoever has to pick that team.
mm,
That's actually
I know.
insanity. Like, I have a headache right now just thinking
I
about it.
know.
But it's gonna be so much fun to watch. So, anyways, anything else?
No, I think that's all the hockey talk I've got in my body left for the day.
Okay, sounds good. Um, you want to talk about? I know we both went to see Now You See Me, Now You Don't on Monday. You want to give us your movie review?
I'm gonna give it a soft 6.
Stop 6 out
Um,
of 10.
I I
Obviously,
thought that there was a lot corny stuff, which I mean, I guess maybe they were trying to go for that. Like, I think it's intended more to a younger audience. Like, I think a lot of it kind of plays on that too, just with the younger cast and kind of some of the jokes and I guess like with the time stuff. Although there was like a lot, like from a movie standpoint and from what the first one was compared to these, that just like kind of like it lost me. Like, one thing I had mentioned is that, like,
yeah,
for a magic movie, there just didn't seem to be a whole bunch of magic going on.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I did like the end of the movie in a sense where I thought that the reveal of the trick was really good. Spoiler warning, or I guess non-spoiler, because I'm not really going to say what it is, but like, I thought that the reveal was cool, although it was very similar to the second movie. So yeah, I mean, it was okay. Okay is a soft 6 for me. What about you?
yeah, yeah. I had it at a 2.5 out of 5 on
Butterbox?
on my letterbox there. I think I also watched that just after watching Running Man, and Running Man was also extremely disappointing. So I think I was just like a little fed up at the end of the night
Right.
after sitting in the theater for 4 hours and just like not really having that great of a time at all.
Right.
I always have a good time. But yeah, I think just like you said, it just seemed like a worse version of the second
Yeah.
movie. I thought the new additions were kind of fun, but like a lot of the corny jokes and stuff just didn't hit.
Yeah.
Whereas like I just watched the first two again and like, those movies too. I used to love those movies when I was 12 and I still do. Rewatching them now, they don't really make a whole lot of sense.
Fair.
That but they're pretty entertaining, especially that first one. That like I think I've seen that movie like 20 times
I
now
agree.
and
I
rewatching it
really
now,
like
it's
the
like
first one.
I really like it too. There's a lot of plot holes. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I still had a really good time watching it even now. And so I'd say what I put on my review, I said get Ryan Johnson in here and then add just a couple more magic tricks and then make it the new Fast and Furious franchise. Make as many more as you want to. I don't care. I'll be there. I'll probably be there anyway, but just like add a half decent mystery and then have a couple magic tricks in the magic movie that you claim to
I
be
agree.
and then, make as many movies as you want. I'll be seated. So Running Man was disappointing though, unfortunately. It was like a worse like Hunger Games type of thing. And I thought Glenn Powell was really good, but it was also just a confusing mess. Like the last 10 minutes made no sense at all. Not a lick.
Nice. Nice.
It was enough to bring it down a full star.
Damn.
So, yeah, anyways, but anything else you wanted to touch on in the
Did
in the
I
world of football or
did I
anything like
mention
that?
Task last week?
I can't remember if you mentioned it on the pod or if you mentioned it to me. I know you said it to me, but I don't think no,
Oh,
you
well,
didn't.
yeah.
You
If I
didn't.
didn't mention on here, I watched Task. Mark Ruffalo stars in it. Fantastic,
Okay.
fantastic limited series on Crave. Would highly recommend anybody to go watch that. I'm gonna start The Diplomat, which is on Netflix. It's like a political thriller, which I really like that kind of stuff. So I'm excited to watch that. I also really
Okay.
want to watch Landman, which is on Paramount Plus. I've heard really good things about that, so that'll probably be the thing after The Diplomat. Although The Diplomat will probably take me a while. Um, but yeah, TV show wise, Task was awesome. I really enjoyed that. And if you have any recommendations, I would, I'd gladly take them. But obviously, it's going to take a little bit of time to get through everything. So
I'm gonna watch that one of these days, Task, because I told you I heard a bunch of my favorite, I guess, TikTok reviewers reviewing
yeah,
it and just saying like, why is nobody watching this? It's really
yeah.
good. So one of these days I will get to that. Is there gonna be a season 2 for that? Do you know? Or is that just a limited series?
I certainly hope there will be. Like, I mean, you definitely could. Um, I think that the way they ended it, like you could, if you wanted to bring back Ruffalo, you definitely could. Like in a non-spoiler way, like I think it did end very, very well, where you don't have to do a second season. Um, but I could definitely like depending on I guess overall reviews of the show, like I could definitely see them doing a second one. Like it's a show that's been done many times before, but I just thought that the acting and the storyline, especially in it, was really, really, really well done. That if you want to bring back the main protagonists, like I think that you could definitely do a successful second season on it. It was really good in my opinion.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. 8 episodes, hour long,
7 episodes and yeah, like 50 minutes ish.
50
Yeah.
minutes. Okay. Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna watch that. Um, are you coming to Wicked tomorrow?
No, I can't. I just realized I've got coaching, so I have to
Okay.
be. Yeah, no, I got coaching tomorrow at like 8.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, that's what I'm watching right now. I'm going to see Wicked tomorrow. I just rewatched the first one on Monday, and a bit less of a good time than the first time I watched it. I think not seeing it in a theater kind of brings it down a little bit. I think Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are really good, but I just think it could have looked a lot better. I think the visuals were not as good as I remember them. And so,
Yes,
I
well,
don't know.
smaller screen too. I don't know if that has a big difference, but
Yeah, I don't know. I just think like for how good the musical looked and how important the lighting is in that, I think that was really something that they could have done a lot better. That being said, they nailed the moments that they needed to in that first
that's
movie.
good.
And so I'm excited for the second one. I'm not like a big musical person, but I did see that one when I was young and I actually really enjoyed that. So I'm pretty excited for part
Oh,
two.
yeah.
So yeah, cool. Okay. Well, that wraps up the pod. Good luck to the Jets this week. Um, yeah. Anything else you'd like to add?
Throw my prediction in one more time on our next 4 games, 3-1. Win, loss, win, win. That's what I'm saying.
I'll be Mr. Negative Nelly and I'll go 2 and
Okay.
2. I'll say 2 and 2.
We'll rekindle
Okay.
back next week.
Sounds good. Always a pleasure. Talk to you next
Yes,
week.
sir.
All right. End pod.